kumpoteza baba wenu mpendwa. Si jambo rahisi. Mnimpoteza mama mwaka uliopita na mwaka huu mnampumzisha baba yenu mpendwa. Poleni sana. Mungu aendelee kuwapatia nguvu and provide. Uko na uongozi ndani yako. Kwa hivyo ongoza hiyo familia, kwa iongoze, provide leadership to your family. Tongwe, not just for Kenya but also Ukamba. Ibinda juto tia nate ni tunamuona na ukesa kwitha ni tukuigwa moyo twewa ni kiongozi wa the 202, of course up to 2013 led by His Excellency the late Honorable Kibaki, and the stability he provided, and I'm happy from the tributes ila twewa tumesikia ya kwamba even at home he provided you with the right environment. And I was just amazed that very good kikamba, but later I learned unasomea okuno woka uke kala kukamba, which is something very precious for us. Tukabundi asiana situ pia ikamana kikamba. I just want to say two things now after the PS amezungumza. PS kuna jambo umezungumza, lakini kuna area kubwa ambapo kumekuwa hakuna mvua. And by January, February, March, kuna mahali hata ng'ombe hazitakuwa na nikienda kanatigwo. So PS, kuna wakati mulifanya mpango wa off-take ya ng'ombe before ituike Malonga sikagwe. So sasa wewe tumekutuma enda upangishe kitu, watu wa huko Kimakiu, Kalonzoni na huko kwingine mpewe fedha, watu wa Makueni wapatiwe fedha, mchukue off-take mupeleke huko KMC. There is a time ulikuwa na that kind of a program. No musinanegwa towo mu Ukamba. Indi dio gwo. Ngwiko nesa kuya wi udi ukulia budget ya Buyosu. Netwa utuma because there is a serious problem. Finally, Honorable, when you come, what you rest na sei alama emaito pa tuina motongo hii. Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, twasio mbai ya Mukamba and the united opposition. Tunajua ya mamoko na nia ya kusonga huko mbele mkiwa united. Kwa kweli ni wakati wetu wa mbai ya Mukamba na mbai ile ingetwe na ndo na makazi na alangi monde matekazi tukwatane Kalonzo ekalile kibila cho sumbi wa Kenya. And I believe it is our time. It's coming 2027 kwa kabyo ole nikanatu songe mbe tuikenesa na tuekala kibila cho sumbi owoki Your Excellency Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka ile tukatungia ngaimobea because we have waited for long together with the united opposition. Na muikatele mamusi sutuke na kitu tuliona wengine wana celebrate razor thin margins, small razor kidogo 1,000 sijui 2,000. No way tunawaona na kiti tutakalia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My sister Lucy, thank you very much. Before we go closer to the top of the mountain, where we go to my brother, His Excellency the Governor, I want my friend Honorable Kiwaso akienda nyumbani apikiwe. Na mimi niliona hakuwajulisha, kuna mtu ako naye hakuwajulisha. Juliana ndo ngama ama kuone. Juliana ewe mukawa age baso na nienda bikano mba wewe neta nondo be ondo bathia kethia ekiwe kiwu na ngima batemboka kana togo ondo na recognize mama. the governor, my younger brother, come and speak to your people.
My name is Seo. Aye. Okay, mmoja wenu hukulwa o azio ndo mukwasia. My name is Seo. Mavi na onde. Na usuni wombo wake na nadioka. Thank you. Nena kwa kubunondo tunani tichumwa. But umombewa. On behalf of Kivetichakwa, my family, and the people of Makueni, people of Mboni, I want to say pole to this family. This is not just family, these are our family members. Mheshimiwa Manzo ni watu mana. Is on his way to Uganda, is unable to come, na ametumana kusema pole. Mheshimiwa Wavinya Ndeti ametumana, ama amekuja? O, sauti imeongezeka. Okay. Mheshimiwa Wavinya Ndeti ni watu mana. Kwa siya pole. Thank you. Thank you wapasha sauti kwa kuongeza sauti. Neno mwea kwa Archbishop na anaye kanisa. Mwe. Andu wa okuko wengi o tunayo wengi. Tuna sema itu. Ninaye paati neno mutapia. Mzee atanetwa. Oh. Ameanguka mister. Mzee atanetwa wa aletwa wa Katano wa Ndatu. Mwana Alex. Wa ndabise kana mzee ndaiweneza. Na ndabisa ilango mwezi hapo. Na twathi twamona. Mzee pala unaye hospitali paina basio ndu anayeketwe kadata kondo kweli na tuwe kalana yake ina Alex oya twekete masks nena yake twayangewa twaya siasa twatheka twakunobisa twakunie selfie neno na Alex amya pe andomathe na zemutula asia au masivitali no kodili namo na yuno no ndie nitabia ango binalange meso viene na gono mtu meono kodili namo. But something important gwenda weta ndane weta twichuma. And I want to say this, Bishop, it occurred to me that we should pray with him. Na yuba una hatweka Bishop. Hatweka Bishop. Twabole. Na twabole. And we prayed with this man. Na he was smiling. He had such a beautiful smile. By the way, you guys, your father was handsome. Wacha tutuseme tu kweli ishe. So kama za kila mtu zilikuwa 3 million za mwenyewe zilikuwa 3.5. That's science. 3.5 million. And he had this very, very nice smile. Jioni, Alex sent me a message to say that Mzee was very happy that we managed to spend time with him. This gentleman called Alex, atongie Java. There's a Java restaurant somewhere in Nairobi hospital to his office. No man. He was up and down, up and down. So even when we say pole to the family, I know what to see your father breathe his last must have been the most distressing thing for you, Alex. And it's for everybody. Another interesting thing about this family, unajua kitambo tulikuwa nasema, and I was discussing this with Mutua here, he was saying something about the Kikuyus. This is the only family that has Kikuyus and Kambas and a perfect cucumbers. I've said this before and I want to repeat as I finish. Huyu mzee 2007 were competing Mheshimiwa Kebaso, Mheshimiwa the late Mwalimu from Mulima, I can't remember his name now. Kevoku, Bosia, and I sold my politics. Kebaso was there at the Tallying Center in Tower. Kebaso left at 9 p.m. Alijua hiyo imeenda. Alex alitoka saa 6 ya usiku. And after that election, they didn't, the father, Kebaso, this one, Musia, Kivuku, the late did not become enemies of Mzee. Why am I saying this? The politics we witnessed in the by-election, the politics we saw in the by-election should be condemned with all the voices. Kwa sababu, violence cannot become part and parcel of our election process. The minister in charge of internal security cannot be the one to announce about who lives, who doesn't leave a polling station. Hiyo ni kazi ya mtu ambaye anaitwa chairman wa electoral commission. And there's something we lost, party leader, with the BBI. We had done a clause in the Election Offences Act which was going to bar any politician who instigated violence. We had put it in the election offenses. It's not too late to bar politicians. What Professor Kibwana is saying will not happen until a politician is barred from contesting an election. And violence, when the law says that the sum total of this did not affect election results, it does not talk about the 1+1, the margins that DG is talking about. If the process is flawed to the extent that there's so much violence, those elections can be and should be nullified. That is the law. So tusikue kama Tanzania, tuseme ukweli kwamba sheria inasema kwamba wale ambao wanileta vurugu na wale walifanya watu wakamwaga damu na wakauliwa kwa sababu ya siasa, yule mtu ambaye amechaguliwa asikae kwa hiyo kiti akifikiria kwamba yeye ako sawa, kwa sababu kama kulikuwa na vurugu ambao zilifanya watu wasipige kura, huyo mtu anaweza kuondolewa kwa kiti hicho. Ya mwisho, tuidhina muno tuinoa muno wobe tienda kowa musumbu wa dhanda tu eta Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyo na manena munena hape mwinangwe. This gentleman was an MP when I was born, 1975. Paul Gay was in jail. Kalonzo nomba kato wakwe tambai nata Kenya. When you talk about integrity, In the example, integrity by the find. Yes. The man who defines the word integrity, the man who redefines chapter 6 is Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So to the united opposition, maneno yataandikwa mitandaoni. Huo sijui nani amesema, huyo amesema, nini amesema, all those things. Na tunajua ni kina nani wanafanya hiyo maneno. Because the idea is that all of you should fall apart. The things fall apart. The book is about you guys. And I can tell you standing here when we are burying Munyao, if things fall apart while you are there, things will fall apart very badly even in your lives. Because these people are counting on you. Personal ambitions are not bigger than Kenya. And personal ambitions cannot make Kenya go to where we were in 2007. We cannot go there. So tukimzika huyu, this good gentleman, I asked the family, Alex, if you are the one who wants to join politics, you have a lot to copy. Kikamba wegima nesanga kutondo ukesi. And then you become a gentleman like him. And then when it's time to go, you go. So do what you like, Rose Musyoka. So when you go abroad, there's a gentleman called Zoe. The gentleman in the US called Zoe, and all these people. May you carry the name of Konzolo Munyao, like the way you would fly a flag in America. I tried to have legislation for Kenyans to fly flags, like the way you do in America. Go and fly the flag of Konzolo out there. Let the people of Arizona know that once lived a man, a handsome man who lived according to the consistencies you have had, both of politics and in life, and never wanted anything that didn't belong to him. Na mukifika huko diaspora, because you're going to be voting for the election, diaspora, kinazo, get an ID card if you don't have, get a voter's card if you don't have, because 2027 we expect you to vote. And the person you are going to vote for is seated here. So there will be no mistake. So, na ukifika huko, utume zile green notes. Because we are going to mobilize. The master of ceremony. Nena atomo, ni mbaye zenyu. Ni mnene wanya. Asia, unene undu, deputy governor wane. Yoluwa mbaye zenyu. I want to thank most sincerely Justice Waki for agreeing to do this. And most of you may not know, Justice Waki did something about June of this year. And later all the old boys of Machakos School, na tukachanga pesa about a work they did in 1968. I'm happy to know that Konzolo was amongst them. And we will fulfill that dream that all of you wanted for Machakos School. God bless you. May may soul rest in peace. We will remember him. For the people of Mboni, Mheshimiwa Kibasu, Mheshimiwa Kisoi, who you came immediately after my father, we have something. We built a mausoleum for your father. Sindio? We must do the same for Munyao. The people of Mboni have lost a good leader, and we hope that we can produce another leader from that family when the Lord finds its due. Nabiga Bishop. No, sir. May I take over now? Yes. We have proposed, Party Leader, with your permission. Okay, supervise Anyanya Emaku. On the Tutabia Ndetu Anuma Kalao Milaona Kalonzo ni Nitende Dr. Stephen Kalonzo leader. Wiper Patriotic Front. Mbilo. Karibu.
It's okay. Thank you. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Naomba niwasalimie mahali tulipo. Uhuru wa Yesu. True freedom. Uhuru wa Yesu wa milele. Your Grace the Bishop. I still think there's a bad echo. Your Grace the Bishop, Bishop Ndambuki, Bishop Mukwelu, and the leadership of African Brotherhood Church, the family of our late brother Alex and the siblings, fellow mourners, Governor Mutula, CS Mutua, and Mheshimiwa Yesu. True freedom, uhuru wa Yesu wa milele. Your Grace the Bishop. I still think there's a bad echo. Your Grace the Bishop, Bishop Ndambuki, Bishop Mukwelu, and the leadership of African Brotherhood Church, the family of our late brother Alex and the siblings, fellow mourners, Governor Mutula, CS Mutua, and Mheshimiwa Kibasu, our host, my brothers JB and Eugene. At the Nairobi Baptist Church, you were very bold as a party leader of the Democratic Party, and you were able to put the flag as should be at liberty to do what you should do as Councilor's party leader. We'll honor that. Once reminded of the famous words spoken at the funeral of Julius Caesar by famously McAntony. He started by saying, "We come to bury Caesar." He said, "I come to bury Caesar, not praise him." He went on to say, "The evil that men and women do lives after them, but the good," I like that, "the good is often interred with their bones." Brutus had accused Caesar of being ambitious. Those were the Roman days. Ambition started a long time, and poor Julius Caesar had to be killed. Brutus eventually ended up saying, "The elements are so juxtaposed in him, Caesar, that nature could stand and see." That thing was resolved. We all have some kind of excesses here and there, but that may not define who we are. What is important is we have come to bury a dear person. When I saw my sister mother, I didn't see her, Mother Kasanga Mulu and her kids. I looked for her in Nairobi Baptist Church, and I think our pastors here, Musula, and the community of Nairobi Baptist Church, Senior Pastor Pinto was presiding, because we would go there. We made Nairobi Baptist Church ABC and AIC as occasion would demand, and we have our kids grow up there. And Alex, you spoke well. I want to confirm to you there will be no stress. We will not cause any stress to you, because the argument was settled. We used to argue in Namutula, who is corrupting whose name? Wandu wako wasieto wa Kalonzo wako as a consolo. We had that argument wherever we would meet, and it was because, as I said in church, at the Baptist church, that we were managing some kind of stress. And here, when I see my younger brother Mutua here and my younger brother Deputy Governor, I always call him Mweke. People we have actually also mentored in a way. As we manage stress, Mutua na Mweke. I'm just a telephone call away. I'm just a telephone call away. Because we must hold together as a people. That is who we are. That was the example I had with my senior brother here. Solid DP. And I also want to confirm, I said it in church, Democratic Party candidate in Bere North did not lose. And thank you, Junior, for bringing it out. We have to do something about this new concept of goonism. We hold the view, along with my colleagues, because we were discussing as we came, that any leader who is given to violence and evidence is demonstrably clear that they are the authors and the perpetrators of electoral violence, they cannot get away with it. Therefore, we will not allow them to get away with the violence in Malava and the violence in Bere. We will not. And it's not just that we are chest thumping or anything. We owe it to this country and to men and women who have stood on principle, like our late brother Konzolo Munyao. So, as we go forward, we do so with confidence that we know we are riding on the strength of character of men like Munao. You know, Kenya Meat Commission had collapsed until Kibaki made Munao Minister for Livestock Development. And you have heard my sister from my clan, Mweke. You know, when your boss said this Kalonzo man is not a cattle farmer, we are working in Dengu. Because I had said we were saying no to vaccination of our livestock, which we knew nothing about, and I'm happy that that thing died, by the way. So you can see the work of real opposition, because it died. The fact that William Ruto called me Mutu and Dengu, he spent 4 days in Kitui. I hope you reminded him. We still keep livestock, even as we grow dengu. These are dengu growing area and also cotton. So these are also nice things. We don't take it against him. No, absolutely not. We don't take it against anybody. We take everything, and that is what Consolo taught us. Take in the stress and don't let it define your character. And on my own behalf and my family, Pauline and the kids, some are grown now, they're young men and women, you saw them, I think at the other funeral of your minister. And so, yeah, they all stand with this family, Alex, they all know you. And we don't want you to think we've come here for political gain or any reason. We came to bury one of us. And in Munyao, of course, like we came last year, we were here when we said kwaheri to Mama Agnes. Koni kuki tumetokie akaitu tungeinga imewea maunduni onde, spiritual leaders included. You know our position, and we know there are things we have to do. For example, Governor Mutula knows the party position. If the national president, the president of the republic, comes to Makueni, he has to be there. But the national president has to discuss, to actually agree and recognize that there are two governments, parallel governments, but they need each other. So that recognition is important. You gave the condolences of Governor Wabinya, who had wanted to be here. Because we know that there's a time President comes to Machakos, the governor cannot speak, and this is what makes people wonder, what is it? It's not a crime to be in opposition, because opposition ends up being the government in waiting, as indeed is the case. So we are so happy they brought out their very worst in this recent by-elections. We now know their game plan. There are no other games to play. And this country cannot be like any other country. Our brother, a senior brother, governor, professor, because professor said the students are telling him they don't want Kenya to be like Tanzania. Kenya will always be Kenya, because our young people have an inspired progressive revolution, not only in the continent, but the world over. And they've been watching. And you cannot steal for them. They are still very angry at Bishop. You need to own them, because they even have issues about the church on corruption. When the president comes and says, I'm giving you 120 million shillings, and we know his salary is just under 2 million, obvious disproportionate misuse of power, state power. That's what Munyao will never have done. So we were with him, of course, in NAC. I know our sister Charity would really have loved to be here, and she's out in the US. But you can see the example of NAC. That time nobody believed Kanu could lose. Kanu went on to lose. And let nobody deceive you, fellow Kenyans, until you can divide the opposition. The elements and the commitment and even the ideological positioning of who we are in opposition cannot be broken. When we were in court, and it was Yota, who is the speaker, who read his eulogy here, and Raila and myself, before Musalia came and they talked about Nasa Hawa, ended up Kunaswa Wao. We used to say that the cords, it is biblical, bound by cords that cannot be broken. This is what this community is at Bishop, and I spoke to you after the last election, and you said, Kindukimu kiume lile wazi, nimbaino ni nengete mbayo, nambaino ndizau gudhia, nambaino ndikaa kunewe kelele na mundu yoyote, mundu ibinda nevikie, tunakuwe kuitika isipone, na Number the names here, what is the name of this? Ngilon. These people are very good in honey keeping, beekeeping. That's why they are the Ngilo, okay, one Ngilo. Now we moyomono, yeah. By to vikie, by kusiokane tina, by beso na siba to know the integrity of community no. Kana kuwa party leader na ningo moto ngea mubea ina ndo mama kuwene mweze wa musale wambe I want to say angaya mwadime even as you say kwa heri to a cherished brother, and this family will hold together. Anything Alex you think we can do together, we are always there. We bring condolences from our brother, your big cousin Reggie. So unajua Reggie alisema ndio community spokesman. Alisema kana ina Kalonzo baba kendo kumkolia. I think he spoke in Mboni kwa Manyaka. When the community spokesman, and you can see that it's very easy. Now we are real cousins. These are cousins. And so we thank you. You send us greetings and condolences as well to this family and all the other leaders. Now allow me to invite, I think I will call first of all my brother Eugene, so that when JB comes over, he exercises full authority as a party leader of Democratic Party. May the good Lord rest the soul of our brother in eternal peace. Amen.
God is good, and all the time. Meaini Muso, Mavinda Ombe, asanteni sana. Please allow me to bring my condolences to the Munyao family and to the people of Mboni. Poleni sana kumpoteza mzee. Tulikuwa hapa mwaka jana na rafiki yangu His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, na tukija hapa ilikuwa mazishi ya Mama Agnes Munyao. Mwaka huu tena mpoteza baba. Tuko hapa kusema pole kwenu for losing both your mother and your father just a year apart. Ni mzito mkubwa sana. When we came to bury Mama last year, I remember people were saying behind every successful man there's a successful woman. We mourn together. Today we come to mourn a great leader, patriot. Many people do not know how much Mzee Munyao contributed to the success of the Mwai Kibaki presidency. Through the years in DP, all the way until Kibaki was sworn in, Mzee stood by him. So likewise, behind every great leader, there are even greater leaders like Munyao, on whose shoulders Kibaki stood with Wamalwa as his vice president. Kibaki stood with Kalonzo as his vice president to become one of the greatest presidents Kenya has ever had. That is the kind of leader we have come to mourn today. He was a leader of integrity, and if we want this country to change, in 2027, we must put integrity on the ballot. That is the only way this country is going to change. And even as we come to Kambani to celebrate this great leader of great integrity, we do know that there are still leaders here of great integrity. I want to agree with His Excellency Governor Mutula that you have such a leader in the leader of the Wiper Patriotic Front, ambao Kenya iko na mwangalia sawa sawa. Na tukija hapa tunaomba watu wa Ukambani, huyu Kalonzo mwangalia na macho yote mbili. Huyu Kalonzo mumshike na mikono yote mbili. We have been across this country and I know what I'm talking about. Leo nimesikia Speaker King akiongea kule kwetu Western, amekuwa area Mount Elgon, anasema eti dalili ya mvua ni mawingu. Ushindi wa UDA hizi by-elections, record ya Mheshimiwa Ruto is unbeatable, and therefore 2027 is a foregone conclusion. Amesema ya kwamba we'll have a competition in 2027 without a competitor because William Ruto has no competitor. I want to tell Bwana Kingi, this was the case the day Goliath was walking and chest thumping and saying, who can beat me? Until little David came with a stone. I want to tell Speaker Kingi, this was the day that the great engineers boasted and said, the greatest ship ever made, the greatest engineering feat in the history of engineering, the Titanic was unsinkable. The day the Titanic sank, they said it was unsinkable. So today we come home to celebrate this great leader and to tell those who are just stamping because of the rigged elections in Bere, where his party won. The Democratic Party won Bere. And I want to congratulate my brother JB here, who led that campaign. Mzee would have been buried today with a victory for his great party, the Democratic Party, if it was not for the rigging. And we want to say today, the democracy that Munyao fought for with Kibaki and his team, the team that brought the second liberation in this country, the team that brought back multi-party democracy at great sacrifice, that democracy is in great peril. If we cannot allow free and fair elections in our country, then the democracy that we now fought for is in grave danger, even as we bury him here in Boni today. We must do everything to defend that constitution that we fought for, to fight and protect multi-party democracy in our country, because it can be lost. Where there is violence, where there is intimidation, we cannot have free and fair elections. And this is what happened in the by-elections that I've had Speaker Kingi boasting about, that they won. And today we are saying, IEBC, you had an opportunity. This was a litmus test for you, Chairman Ethekon and your commissioners. And you are tested, and you are tried, and you are found wanting. You fell short, Bwana Ethekon, with your commissioners. Because where are their lives lost? Limb and life lost because of an election. Blood was shed. We cannot say there was a free and fair election. And we are therefore asking that IEBC must, within the powers given in the current constitution, in the current legal framework. I know, Governor, you have said that we need more laws to strengthen this, but even within the existing legal framework, IEBC has the powers to stop an election because of that, allow free and fair elections. But they did not exercise that power when people were killed in Kaspu, when people were killed and vehicles were torched in Malava, where I was with my candidate, and when there was serious violence in Bere. IEBC fell short. IEBC has powers to summon those who are involved in the violence. They have the powers to actually summon those who organized, those who financed the chaos that we witnessed. And unless they do that, 2027, like Speaker Kingi is saying, there will be no election. We'll be going to, and that will be a grave injustice to great leaders like Munyao who fought for this democracy. We cannot allow Kenya to go down the route that Tanzania is taking. Sitaki niseme mengi, niseme poleni watu wetu wa hapa. Juzi tulikuwa hapa na mkutano wa Mheshimiwa Rais. Kuna projects nyingi aliongelea hapa. One of them that is very dear to my heart is the Twake Dam. When I was Minister for Water and Irrigation, we came here to launch that project. We pumped in a lot of money, but that project stalled. For the last 3 years, it has stalled. There are promises to complete it. I had the Deputy Governor speak about drought that is coming, and we can already feel it. The long-lasting solution, the game changer for Makueni, Kitui, all the way to Machakos, is having water stored in dams and distributing that water. That will be the lasting solution that will change the livelihood of people in this county and in this country. So let me thank you all. Niniseme Bwana JB, I think it is your turn. Uje uendelee kwa niaba ya DP. Welcome. And on behalf of the Democratic Action Party, we say pole to you as the party leader with our DP team. Na niombe sana kule kwetu napenda kutuma salamu. Walua wanapenda kutuma salamu sana. Mniruhusu tu mzee apeleke salamu zangu kwa ndugu yangu Amalo Kijana na rafiki yake Mwai Kibaki. Awaambie kile mzee ulituambia when you held a memorial service for Mwai Kibaki, your friend, this year, and you told us mfuate ile barabara. Mimi na Kibaki na Wamala tulifuata barabara ya umoja. Kanu had more money than us, but because of our unity we were able to beat Kanu. Mfuate hiyo barabara. Mzee, tumefuata barabara, wote tumeungana tukaunga DP kule Mbere, tumeungana tukaunga DAP kule Malava, tumeungana tukaunga DCP kule Pwani Magharibi. 2027 mzee, tunafuata ile barabara ya Wamala na Kibaki, tutaungana tutoe mgombezi mmoja wa rais, hii serikali iwe one term. Asante.
Familia ya rafiki yangu Joseph Konsolo Munyao,
kiongozwa na rafiki yangu Alex, the church led by our Archbishop, the entire clergy. I appreciate you, fellow mourners. Permit me, before I give my condolences, to first of all honor my friend, Honorable Councillor Munyao, who is a founder member of the Democratic Party, to allow me to lay on his casket the flag of the party is so much cherished. And I hope to be able to do that, to invite Alex, who is an active member of the party, and the national leaders of the Democratic Party who are present here to come and assist me to do that. Please, the Vice Chairman, I've seen the Vice Chairman, members of NEC, Alex.
Monsieur. Mama nena munena benangu. This gentleman was an MP when I was born, 1975. Paul Gay was in jail. Kalonzo na wakati wako tambai mataken. When we talk about integrity, in the example, integrity, mbayo yes. The man who defines the word integrity, the man who redefines chapter 6 is Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So to the united opposition, maneno yataandikwa mitandaoni, huyo sijui nani amesema, huyo amesema, nini amesema, all those things. Na tunajua ni kina nani wanafanya hiyo maneno. Because the idea is that all of you should fall apart. The things fall apart. The book is about you guys. And I can tell you standing here when you are burying Mugabe, if things fall apart while you are there, things will fall apart very badly even in your lives. Because these people are counting on you. Personal ambitions are not bigger than Kenya. And personal ambitions cannot make Kenya go to where we were in 2007. We cannot go there. So tukimzika this good gentleman, I'll ask the family, Alex, if you're the one who wants to join politics, you have a lot to copy. Kikamba wengine nasanga kutondo ukesi. And then you become a gentleman like him. And then when it's time to go, you go. So you do what you like, and so on. So when you go abroad, there's a gentleman called Saul. A gentleman in the US called Saul, and all these people. May you carry the name of Cousin Munyao, like the way you would fly a flag in America. I tried to have legislation for Kenyans to fly flags, like the way you do in America. Go and fly the flag of Cousin out there. Let the people of Arizona know that once lived a man, a handsome man who lived according to the consistencies you have had. both of politics and in life, and never wanted anything that didn't belong to him. Na mkifika huko diaspora, because you're going to be voting for the election, diaspora, kinazo, get an ID card if you don't have, get a voter's card if you don't have, because 2027 we expect you to vote. And the person you are going to vote for is seated here. So there will be no mistake. So, na ukifika huko, utume zile green notes. Because we are going to mobilize. The master of ceremony. Nina atumo, nina Asa, Undu, Deputy Governor, I want to thank most sincerely Justice Waki for agreeing to do this. And most of you may not know, Justice Waki did something about June of this year. And later all the old boys of Machakos School, na tukachanga pesa about our work they did in 1968. I'm happy to know that Kalonzo was amongst them, and we will fulfill that dream that all of you wanted from Machakos School. God bless you. May may his soul rest in peace. We remember him. For the people of Mbori, Mheshimiwa Kibaso, Mheshimiwa Kisoi, who you came immediately after my father, we have something. We built a mausoleum for your father. Sindio? We must do the same for you. Sindio? The people of Mbori have lost a good leader, and we hope that we can produce another leader from that family when the Lord finds its due. Nothing of Bishop. Yes, sir. Yes, we have proposed, partly with your permission. Okay, also by us, on the Mututabian Building. And Makalamo now Kalonzo. Dr. Steve True Freedom, Joshua Melody.
I still think there's a bad record. The grace that Bishop Dambuki, Bishop Mukwelo, and the leadership of African Brotherhood Church, the family of our late brother Alex and the siblings, fellow mourners, Governor Mutula, CS Mutua, and Mheshimiwa
True Freedom, Joshua Melody.
I still think there's a bad record. The grace that Bishop Dambuki, Bishop Mukwelo, and the leadership of African Brotherhood Church, the family of our late brother Alex and the siblings, fellow mourners, Governor Mutula, CS Mutua, and Mheshimiwa Kibasu, our host, my brothers JB and Eugene, at the Nairobi Baptist Church. You are very bold as a party leader of Democrat. You were able to put the flag as should be at liberty to do what you should do as Councilor's party leader. We will honor that. Once reminded of the famous words spoken at the funeral of Julius Caesar by famously McAntony. He started by saying, "We come to bury Caesar." He said, "I come to bury Caesar, not praise him." He went on to say, "The evil that men and women do looks after them, but the good, I like that, the good is often interred with their bones." Brutus had accused Caesar of being ambitious. Those were the Roman days. Ambition started a long time, and poor Julius Caesar had to be killed. Brutus eventually ended up saying the elements were so juxtaposed in him, Caesar, that nature could stand and see. That being was resolved. We all have similar as a people. That is who we are. That was the example I had with my senior brother here, Solo DP. And I also want to confirm, I said it in church, Democratic Party candidate in Bereno did not lose. And thank you, Junior, for bringing it out. We have to do something about this new concept of bullism. We heard the view along with my colleagues, because we were discussing as we came, that any leader will take everything, and that is what Consuelo taught us. Take in the stress and don't let it define your character. And on my own behalf and my family, Pauline and the kids, some are grown now, the young men and women, you saw them, I think at the other funeral of your minister. And so, yeah, they all stand with this. Don't want you to think we've come here for political, don't want you to think we've come here for political gain or any reason. I think the spoken when Manyaka since. Rather, these are cousins. And so we thank you. You send us greetings and condolences as well to this family and all the other leaders. Now allow me to invite, I think I will call first of all my brother Eugene, so that when JB comes over, he exercises full authority as the party leader of the Democratic Party. May the good Lord rest the soul of our brother in eternal peace. Amen.
God is good, and all the time. Asanteni sana. Please allow me to bring my condolences to the Mnyao family and to the people of Boni. Poleni sana kumpoteza mzee. Tulikuwa hapa mwaka jana na rafiki yangu His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, na tukija hapa ilikuwa mazishi ya mama Agnes Mnyao. Mwaka huu tena nipoteza baba. Tuko hapa kusema pole kwenu for losing both your mother and your father just a year apart. Ni mzito mkubwa sana. When we came to bury mama last year, I remember people were saying behind every successful man there's a successful woman. We mourn together. Today we come to mourn a great leader, patriot. Many people do not know how much Mnyao contributed to the success of the Mwai Kibaki presidency. Through the years in DP, all the way until true freedom, I still think there's a Bible. The grace that Bishop Bambuki, Bishop Mukwelo, and the leadership of African Brotherhood Church, the family of our late brother Alex and the siblings, fellow mourners, Governor Mutula, CS Mutua, and Mheshimiwa true freedom, I still think there's a Bible. The grace that Bishop Bambuki, Bishop Mukwelo,
and the leadership of African Brotherhood Church, the family of our late brother Alex and the siblings, fellow mourners, Governor Mutula, CS Mutua, and Mheshimiwa Kibasu, our host. At the Nairobi Baptist Church, you are very bold as a party leader of the Democratic Party, and you were able to put the flag as should be at liberty to do what you should do as Consoler's party leader. We'll honor that. Party leader. We'll honor that. Once reminded of the famous word spoken at a funeral of Julius Caesar by famously McAntony. He started by saying, "We come to bury Caesar." By saying, "We come to bury Caesar." He said, "I come to bury Caesar, not praise him." He went on to say, "The evil that men and women do looks after them, but the good. The evil that men and women do looks after them, but the good." I like that. The good is often interred with their bones. I like that. The good is often interred with their bones. Brutus had accused Caesar of being ambitious. Those were the Roman days. Ambition started a long time, and poor Julius Caesar had to be killed. Brutus eventually ended up saying the elements were so juxtaposed in him, Caesar, that nature could stand and see. That was resolved. We all have some kind of excesses here and there, but that may not define who we are. What is important is we have come to bury a dear person. When I saw my sister mother, I didn't see her, Mother Kasanga Mula and her kids. I looked for her in Nairobi Baptist Church, and I think our pastors there, Musula, and the community of Nairobi Baptist Church, senior pastor Pinto was beside him, because we go there. We made Nairobi Baptist Church OBC and AIC as occasion with the man, and we have our kids grow up there. And Alex, you spoke well. I want to confirm to you there will be no stress. We will not cause any stress to you, because the argument was settled. We used to argue in Namutula, who is corrupting whose name? And what was it? Kalonzo was a consul. We had that argument when I see my younger brother Mutua here and my younger brother Deputy Governor, I always call him my kid. People we have actually also mentored in a way. As we manage stress, I'm just a telephone call away. That is who we are. That was the example I had. I said it in church. Democratic Party candidate in Beremo did not lose. And thank you, Junior, for bringing it out. We have to do something about this new concept of bullyism. We hold the view, along with my colleagues, because we are discussing as we came, that any leader who is given to violence and evidence is demonstrably clear that they are the authors and the perpetrators of electoral violence, they cannot get away with it. Therefore, we will not allow them to get away with the violence in Malava and the violence in Bere. We will not. And it's not just that we are just stamping or anything, we owe it to them in the world. Not that it in the negative, in the negative. We don't put it because we want it. Number one, the names here, what is the name of this? These people are very good at honey keeping, beekeeping. That's why they are the gillo, okay, I'm gillo. Yeah. By the two, by the kid, why is your connection? Why does on a civil integrity of community? No, Kanaku, you are party leader, and you go to the Mugaya and the Mama Queen, and whether I must stand one day. I want to say. And I am even as you say, Kwaheri, to a cherished brother. And this family will hold together. Anything Alex you think they can do together, we understand. We bring condolences from our brother, your big cousin, Reggie. So unajua Reggie alisema ndio community spokesman. Alisema kama ina Kalonzo wewe ndio kumekuja. I think he spoke in Mboni kwa Manyaka. Community spokesman, and you can see that it's very easy. Now we are real cousins. Rather than these are cousins. And so we thank you. You send us greetings and condolences as well to this family and all the other leaders. Now allow me to invite, I think I'll call first of all my brother Eugene, so that when JB comes over, he exercises full authority as a party leader of the Democratic Party. May the good Lord bless the soul of our brother in eternal peace. Amen.
God is good, and all the time. Asanteni sana. Please allow me to bring my condolences to the Munyao family and to the people of Boni. Poleni sana kumpoteza mzee. Tulikuwa hapa mwaka jana na rafiki yangu His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, na tukija hapa ilikuwa
to this gentleman who chairs an association of former members of parliament, who is also a member of our committee, has done a lot of work, and was a connection between us and the National Assembly, because our good friend, area MP, had traveled when Mzee passed on. And so we talked with Honorable Kivasu, and Katoko took over that. Honorable Katoko, please join me here. The same protocols apply. Maximum of 30 minutes, of 3 minutes. Very good. I see you are compliant. 3 minutes. 30 minutes for all of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. My name is John Mutua Katuku. Na kisiasa Mondo ni Katuku. Ni mmoja siyu? Mondo no. Muzobe wajao. Muzobe. And kwa familia ya Mheshimiwa mwenda zake Mheshimiwa Munyao, ambaye alikuwa rafiki yangu sana, my mentor, my everything. Kwa clergy Itongwewe ni wasa. Mheshimiwa Kalonzo juzi tukiwa kanisa alijaribu kunipea clan sio yangu. Yuke ya bishop weba nimeamokela na nondo bishop weba ni wa clan chatiri sai tema. Azume tawara waza. Asi tu sai tema kana mba mle tema. Kwa our leaders, all protocols observed. Nenda kwa Samanyo netokia kisiwa kwa Nyemwene John Mutua Katuku na family yakwa Kibet Kioba Anondo kitona kwilea kune wale uyo kuogera weko. Asante. Na kwa family ya Katu kwa Musembi ila munyao waendu muno na late father Katuku wa Musembi. Na kwa chama cha People's Trust Party kila ni party leader. Na kwa andu ingi mandumie oseyo kiakisio we two family ya munyao we are together tiondo ni umwe. Ila siana siya munyao sietwa those are political those are blood siana siya kindakame. Lakini munyao na gane na siana siya kisiasa. Nakalaka kuuketa Wakatuku. Na okasizia nikite sati ngoe ikwe mutindi ngoezu ikitwe ni a coincidence. Ninye mwanake Wakatuku ula wa member wa parliament wa mwala na minister wa kiwu na nikalandi na kitu no wa muinganisio. We share a lot with munyao. Munyao ni wakisio kwa kibaoni asomea kibaoni primary school obuto ini kwitu ni mutui o Nairobi no mutui kisiasa no tuelete ando aingi Peter Mwandhe ngine na kwa chana akembeye na nuka nini sio ndoleo na mwana tukaleo tse mwana watu yeye dini lea kwa sio na no tuelete ando aingi meba na naye musimamo no atubundize siasa sia musimamo siasa itesia mbeza itesia corruption. He was a very straightforward leader. Utendeto lusani tuedhika mutongoi una contribute katika siasa sia Kenya kwanza ya yulumuno. Kwa siasa sia kugitu kibaoni mbodi mwala kwanza ya yulumuno. Nitwa Asia. But we thank God because he gave us a man like Munyao. A man of integrity. Mundu teso lusani, mundu teso sinusia kando. Nye mwene, ni university, nye na campaign manager wake. I used to organize mipango ya kuna na binda jimwe, and I'm a very interesting character. We were campaigning for him in Mwala that time. Na yu munene wa commission wa polisi ooka. Na munene wa intelligence ooka. Moga campaign candidate wa Kanu na kona campaign candidate wetu wa Munyao tena mashabiki yake beba maingi la baba mbanwa munene wa polisi abaje buti ata musembethia athibio nundo strategy la toa na yonekana wethandu na mbesa tukatile mwanya umanenga ni mbesa ta mazembe macho ka mbesa vyo na what was surprising na sio kai lobby that week na ikwithi ya Munyao ainywa China commission wa polisi na ligawala manyu ya Serena Hotel na mazizi Amerika leko na wachai na mwaye na umala you know when Detroit you need somebody Kalonzo na gebuba ni na ngiwe the manyu chai yemwe mbeta mbaya hiyo kijana kuja na kana naambia iye siasa kuna huu anaenda kubunza siasa hizo yumu nako niyo ya museo na baada ndio banga mbai ende tuzove ambai niona mani wao sove ambai kwa mwenye mutongoi unesi maundu maingi indi wakala
tuale ni kuambia nake lakini twetikela nani nake ni twamba kwitikela aeni manene niwe aile ni ututhocha ba tuwe to wewe kana atendi honorable Kibaso na be timu yake ile kututethacia undu andu mekala. Where are the team from the National Assembly Sergeant at Arms? Please join us in front. You know the work you've done. Wametusaidia sana leo. Please come and stand here as the Member of Parliament is speaking. Thank you very much. Asante Bwana MC, to the clergy through the Pope. We will actualize that in fact. The United Opposition Leadership led by His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Wiper Patriotic Party Leader,
former Waziri Bwana Eugene Wamalwa, party leader DAPK, my former speaker sir, former Waziri and former AG and party leader DAP Bwana Muturi Justin, DP party leader, all friends, to the family of Joseph Consolo Munyao, the family itself, and I'll remember him for two things. Boni being the Boni we know, Boni of the hills and Boni of the lowlands. He made the two be united. Two, he did what I have been following on equal distribution of government resources. And when I was campaigning and moving around Boni, the only visible things within Boni were his posts on constructions within Boni. I got into those shoes, but I remember him and thank him for what he instilled in me. And because we have been with the family all through, we have been eulogizing, what I can only say is may God in his faithfulness and grace have mercy and forgiveness upon his soul, and grant the family the peace and fortitude that surpasses all forms of human understanding. May Joe rest in eternal peace. When I MC, allow me to pass a message of condolence from one of the greatest friends of Munyao, Professor Honorable Philip Kaloki. And he says, Honorable Munyao was a friend, consulted closely with him on the idea of establishing KMTC campus at Tower. Today the campus attracts medical students across the country. I will remember Honorable Munyao as a great national leader who cherished democracy and freedom for all Kenyans. When I MC, you have been having your friend, the current Speaker of the National Assembly, who was also a very close friend to the late Honorable Munyao. He was with us during the fundraising, and he sent me from the National Assembly, and that's why equally we have the protocol staff and the Sergeant at Arms staff, because we knew we were burying a former member of parliament. And here I give condolence message on the passing of Honorable Joseph Consolo Munyao, EGH, former member of parliament from Boni constituency and former cabinet minister. This is from the Right Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetagula, EGH MP, Speaker of the National Assembly. Esteemed mourners, ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to pay our heartfelt tribute and offer our deepest condolences to the family, friends and constituents of the late Honorable Joseph Consolo Munyao, a devoted public servant, a respected statesman, and cabinet minister of the Republic. Honorable Joseph Munyao's illustrious journey in public service began long before he rose to national prominence. He served with unmatched commitment, vision, and humility.
Throughout his tenure in Parliament, he championed the aspirations of his people with a firm, principled, and steady hand. His exemplary leadership earned him appointment to the cabinet, where he served Kenya with great honor and diligence. And as cabinet minister, Honorable Munyao carried significant responsibilities that shaped national policy, guided sectorial reforms, and strengthened the foundations of our socio-economic development. His stewardship, insight, and steadfast dedication marked him as one of the transformative leaders of the generation. Within Parliament, Honorable Munyao demonstrated profound legislative acumen, actively contributing to key debates, offering wise counsel, and participating in numerous committees whose work left an indelible imprint on our legislative landscape. His commitment to public good earned him admiration from colleagues across the political divide and deep respect from the citizens he served faithfully. Even after retiring from active parliamentary service, Honorable Munyao continued to contribute meaningfully to nation building and community development. His wisdom, humility, and unwavering patriotism remained evident in every role he assumed and every life he touched. Today, we remember Honorable Joseph Kozolo Munyao as a man of unwavering dedication, integrity, and leadership. His legacy, rooted in service, fortitude, and love for country, will continue to inspire generations as we carry forward the noble work he championed. On behalf of the Parliamentary Service Commission and on my behalf as the Speaker of the National Assembly, we send our deepest condolences to the family of the departed during this difficult moment. May the confronting words of Psalm 10:17 strengthen their hearts. And Psalm 17 says, "Oh Lord," and Psalm 17 says, "Oh Lord, you hear the desire of the afflicted. You will strengthen their heart. You will incline your ear." End of quote. We offer our sympathy and warm wishes for peace and resilience as you mourn his passing. He will forever be fondly remembered. May he rest in eternal peace. Signed, Right Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, EGH, MP, Speaker of the National Assembly. Two things I'm told to do. One is, I know when Munyao was a political person in Boni, he had several friends he was doing politics with. I know they are all here. We cannot call you in front. Can you stand where you are and just wave? I saw several. I saw Govi. Mwambi is still there. There are several.
Anjachoka amefika. And because I understand, kana umundi ceremony ite nayo ni live. Na usioni kana ngatabya ake na onde kulamai. That the clock is ticking. Nela saa yende na kuthiuka. Ni kana the nation of Kenya is prepared to welcome Daktari Stephen Kalonzo wa Musyoka. Ndini wa State House ya Kenya atongoze mbaise ndesi ya Kenya na hivyo ndeti ikwata utongolano wa ilete mbitikilikuwa ndesi ndena asikundu wa utongoi wa kisio kino na governor wetu wa Makueni kwa ile kazi ambayo tumefanya pamoja na ile kazi ambayo watu wa Kalawa naona as a son from this area na mwana ulani mutongoi wa kaunti ya Makueni tienda kutungia mubea. Na kwa hiyo yote nasema alama umie kuwasamoka tidetimwe ngaina mwadime. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mheshimiwa Muturi atakuambia si rahisi kuongoza watu wamechaguliwa. So you want me to be beached when I get back to the house? Asante sana. Mnaweza kuketi tafadhali. Kwa kifupi niseme kwamba names Joe tafadhali. Ndio mbeleja. Leader of the majority Wiper Democratic Movement Party, County Assembly Makueni, Kisungi Wakatete MCA Kitungeo Kitundu Ward. Mboni. Ndi Ifyangoma MCA nominated to represent Andwala Bindi na alama bwa wio katika County Assembly ya Makueni muno aume. Sorry, County Assembly Machakos nutete anamamu thembosu. Felix Boniface Mateso MCA wa wote Ziu Ward. Francis Munyao Mutuku Muso chairperson wa Wiper Makueni County, member for Nzawi Kilili Kalamba Ward. Misha Kali area MCA Kalawa Ward hapa tupo. Joyce Mwende Chief Whip County Assembly of Makueni of the Majority Party Wiper Democratic Movement. Patriotic Front, apologies. Anastasia Nundu, member of the County Assembly of Machakos, nominated and a member of the Speakers Panel in the County Assembly of Machakos. Catherine Che, nominated County Assembly of Machakos, Wiper Democratic Movement, na kwa kamati ya Environment. Chalo Mumo, member for Tulimani Ward, former leader of the majority, Makueni County Assembly. Elizabeth Mutindi Kiyo alikuwa mwalimu wa Boni Girls, akawacha kusomesha Germany, akakuja kuwakilisha wamama na watoto kwa bunge ya Makueni, akiteuliwa na Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Jane Mwandhi, rafiki mkubwa wa familia, is a nominated member of our County Assembly ya Makueni na chama cha Wiper. Asanteni sana. Please, you may take your seat. Kwa ufupi, I'll take 1 minute. Familia poleni sana, but we celebrate the life from mzee. Alifanya kazi nzuri kwa familia, kwa kanisa. Pili, tumefika wengi wa ulingo wa siasa kwa sababu pia alitumikia watu. But there's something that I want to say, that Konzolo Munyao had passion for agriculture and livestock. And he knew the only way to transform kubaga roho ya Mheshimiwa Konzolo Munyao, kilimo ya Wakenya na KMC, and because you will be in 2027. Vuvua ukulima wa Wakenya objectively, wakuwe empowered, si kuwapatia fertilizer, ndio wapate market, wauze mbuzi za Kalawa na mazao yao. Kwa hayo mengi, nataka nimalizie hapo. Mzee alikuwa ni negotiator, Mheshimiwa Munyaka, najua ulikosea watu Mumbuni, endeni musalimiane, ushashinda. Asante sana.
Thank you, Speaker Douglas Bilu. When I was giving the opening remarks, Mheshimiwa Rose Museo was and now it is my turn to welcome the sitting members. I don't know, I've just seen Rose. Do we have somebody else? If there is nobody else, then let Rose Museo, our county mama, to give her eulogy.
Thank you very much, Bwana MC, Mheshimiwa Kivasu. Langu kwanza nasema asante kwa familia ya Mheshimiwa Konzolo, kwa askofu ambaye ndiye askofu mkuu wa kanisa la ABC, pia kwa Mheshimiwa Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka na wote ambao wameambatana nao. Mtu akichelewa leza na familia hii, tunapomzika shujaa mkubwa kama huyu mzee Konzolo. Konzolo nilimjua nikiwa mdogo wakati kwa tunasomea Mombasa alikuja kwa familia, extended family yetu, wakiwa wamekuja kuchukua msichana mmoja huko, na yeye ndiye alikuwa mzee. That's when I knew him. Na niseme ya kwamba kwa maisha ambayo nimeona mzee huyu ambaye tunampumzisha leo, ni mwanasiasa ambaye anafaa kuigwa sana. Hatutaongea mengi, lakini niseme ya kwamba ni kioo ambacho Mungu alitupatia kuweza kukiangalia na kuishi kama huyu mzee. Mwanasiasa ambaye alikuwa na hekima nyingi, hakuwa mchokozi, ambaye alikuwa anaona mbele na alipenda watu wake. Tunapomwangalia tukiona kwamba amelala, tunaombea familia yake, kwa maana mama pia aliweza kulala. Tunaombea familia yake pia ikaweze kushikilia jina la mzee huyu, ya kwamba legacy ambayo amewacha tusije tukasahau. It's a sacrifice, na ni lazima watu waendelee na kupenda familia hiyo kama vile mzee anavyopendwa na jinsi ambavyo amesindikizwa. Nimalize na kusema ya kwamba mzee huyu alipoenda retire hakuwa na mambo mengi ama kusumbua wale ambao walikuwa katika viti, lakini alitulia na alikuwa ni mshauri mkuu. Na niseme Wakamba maito, naomba tukachukue kura kwa wingi nikimaliza, kwa maana kama tunataka kiti ya president ni lazima tuchukue kura kwa wingi. Mdomo mwingi hautasaidia. Mheshimiwa Kalonzo anataka kura zetu, na ndipo tabia kana Kenya yeso kwa maondo akamba malanite. Thank you.
Let me finish up. Thank you, Mama County, for those good words. Two things. One is we appreciate the national government presence led by Waziri Dr. Alfred Mutua and the PS Mweke, and equally appreciate the county government led by His Excellency Governor Mutula Jr. and Pope, with your clergy. We have all these three united members plus others who are not here. Give them prayers. God hears. We need to be with them all through to 2027. God will do His will. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Kibaso. Tumugunie makofi. No wonder jabau ndo ndono bena na microphone na tuyambe omenana. Thank you very much. Moving on swiftly, we now enter the area of protocol, where what we want to do is to give Mzee a befitting send-off. I would like to invite, with the greatest of respect and humility, the former governor